Featuring the voice of Andy Fairweather-Low, a singer, if you might remember, had a solo success with Wide-Eyed and Legless, if you go back that far. But with his group, Amen Corner, way back when, here on BBC Radio Leicester, taking a bit of 80s Paul Young for you next, but not until we've chatted to my first guest on the show today, because if you think you've got good computer skills, you'll have to meet him. I'm very pleased to welcome on to the Lunchtime Show 15-year-old Adam Nudds from Melton Mowbray. As a student at Longfield Academy, he's been pioneering in a pretty impressive computer project, which he's here to tell me all about right now. Hello, Adam.
Hi.
First, do please tell me the name of the project. Make sure we get it right.
It's Akimorikina.
It's Akimorikina. Why did he call it that?
It stands for unity in the local Ugandan language, and that's what I hope to bring. This project will, create unity between all the students and everywhere else in the world using the computer.
Excellent. What a good name. Now, this is an extended AS project. You started 2 years early.
Yeah, started in year 10.
Tell us why you chose this then, why you decided to do it so early on.
I chose to do it so early because it's something I'm really passionate about, and building a computer is something I've always wanted to do, and this was just an easy way of doing it, I suppose.
So you kind of turned your hobby into something that will get you a qualification all very well. So this computer then, tell us what its benefits will be to these secondary school children in Uganda.
Basically, because the literacy rate of secondary school students in Uganda is sort of our primary school level, hopefully with this they can use internet resources and or educational programs and help their literacy, and also in other subjects, because at the moment they're using computers from like 10 years ago, and as we all know, they're a bit bad now, so
Now, before you could even start building it, you had to raise all the money. How did you do that?
Well, I went to a few local businesses, Jane Supplies Limited, Mark 1 IT Solutions, and Sir Richard Raines Foundation, and they supported me in the project. I've also been doing a few things at school as well. I've had to do an assembly in front of everyone, which was a bit nerve-wracking.
Almost as nerve-wracking as this, I imagine. Almost, yeah. So, yeah, that's great then. So obviously then you got all these sort of bits and pieces together, and you started having to assemble it. What are the basic components then?
A basic is like processor that then goes into the motherboard, so a bit of plastic basically, and then a bit to store it all, and then if you want me to reel off the specs I will, but if anyone knows, then that's another thing what they mean.
And what sort of peripherals come with it? You've got your monitor screen.
There's monitor, keyboard, mouse, webcam and speakers that come all included, and we're shipping it off very soon.
Now, if you look at Twitter, actually, at Radio Graham, which is me, you can see that I've actually tweeted a photograph, so you can see what this computer looks like. And it looks like a fairly standard computer. But in what ways is this computer special, as opposed to perhaps one that you could just buy in a shop?
Basically, it's got components that are built to last, and the case can sort of be resistant against dust because it has filters in. And then I've also built a manual to go along with it, so then they know how to use it with all the different programs for them as well.
So it has to be pretty robust then to stand that climate and the sort of operating conditions.
Yeah, like the room has no windows in, hits 30 degrees regularly, no aircon or anything, so it has to be able to withstand dust, high temperatures, sand, etc.
Because most computers don't like that very much, do they?
No,
really?
they sort of blow up.
So yeah, you brought that 80-page computer instruction manual you've created. So talk us through that a little bit. What's in the manual? Basically, in the manual, there's
pictures of how to set it up, because they might not be used to this sort of new technology. It shows them how to use internet browsers and also all the software, and then there's also a maintenance guide so that the computer can last hopefully between 5 to 10 years. That's what it's been built to do, and it's got all that in here for them, and troubleshooting if it ever goes wrong. Hopefully it won't.
So you've thought of all that then, obviously, and think of the sort of conditions it's going to be used under. So you've got this computer now. What happens next?
Basically, you just need to package it up, and then I'm working with a charity called TESS, and they are supporting me sending it out there with DHL and everything, and it should be going in the next few weeks. And then when it's there, it's just using email support and just making sure that it's helping them in the best way it can. And yeah, that should be the end of it then.
And the sort of programs that you've got on this computer then, I mean, is it just educational software, or have you got fun things on there as well?
There is the educational software is not all just boring text. I've tried to include ones that are more visual, because the English language is a bit of a barrier for some of them, and so I've used as many games as possible, but with the educational element too, so that they're learning at the same time.
So this is obviously going to be something rather special for the Ngora High School students once the computer is up and running in Uganda. Are you actually going to be keeping in touch with them then?
I plan to after my AS project, so I have hopefully plans to continue this maybe as a charity and keep on going and building more and more to other schools. That's my aims in the future, and I'll be keeping in touch with them to make sure it goes well too.
And other, your peers and your teachers and everything have all seen this. What do they all reckon to this project?
They all think it's amazing. And most of them, I told a person that came in and she thought I was lying at first, so it took a bit of persuasion because no one else done it. She
didn't really think you could have built this computer from scratch.
She thought I was lying, yeah.
Wow, there you are. You've just proved it. That looks absolutely fabulous. And presumably, well, hopefully you'll pass your AS now.
Hopefully, yeah.
And on to much bigger and better things with your, let me see if I can say it, Akimorikina.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The project for Uganda. That's really wonderful. Adam Nudds from Melton Mowbray, well done. And thanks for joining us, telling us all about it today.
Thank you very much.
BBC Radio Leicester.